Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. Today we are going to do an updated character guide on Relm. She just got her BTFR. She's looking pretty cool. I think she's a fun little character. Definitely not a must pull, but I definitely wanted to do this guide to just show you guys kind of the uniqueness of her kit and kind of how she's working. So in this video, we're going to look at her calls, her artifacts, and her spheres. If you're not familiar with Relm, she's really like a kind of utility turn manipulation type of character. She's got a lot of really interesting things going on. She can get a ton of free turns, and she can actually be a very turn efficient character because she gets a lot of free turns with just free damage that don't eat up turn count. I know she was kind of a cheat code early on in Force era where, because I believe she had just gotten her like rework right before Force era, and she was a character that if you did not want to pull the early Force characters, she could help you get by these bosses with heavy HP pools, because when Force first came out, it wasn't that the fights were too hard, it was that the bosses were too tanky, that because they wanted to show off the Force multiplier. Well, she was a character that you could get by early on without using the Force multiplier, just because she stole so many free turns and you could meet turn count, and she's still going to be very good to that to this day. I actually just ran her Shinryu and got it done in like 9 turns, so yeah, and we're going to run her Shinryu here, so who knows, we might actually get a clear here. I don't know if I'm going to take it to clear, but I just really want to show her off. So let's start by looking at her calls, and her calls aren't really too notable. Her first one, Sketch Summon, this one's kind of unique, as in, like, you can see here, she gets a different attack based on the summon. So you can see it can be ice, fire, holy, lightning, water, right? Whatever you want to do. And they do different things, right? So, like, Odin can give you a moderate chance of inflicting break. Pandemonium can give you easier knockback. You can even do Spirit Moogle, which is really funny. Like, Spirit Moogle just removes Terra's debuffs. Like, Spirit Moogle is kind of like a meme summon, but sure, like, even the Spirit Moogle has a unique effect with Relm, right? But a lot of these are just different elemental attacks. But you can see here notably that Sylph is a Brave gain and restores HP. So Sylph is kind of cool that, like, it makes Relm into kind of like a healing battery character, which is kind of cool. And it's not like it changes her whole kit, it's just one attack. So the one notable thing about here, like, so like if you're using her as a call, sure, if you brought the Sylph summon, this could be a healing call. But Sylph is a summon that doesn't get upgraded past level 20. So it's a very weak in terms of a summon. But the summon itself these days isn't like crazy important. So like you could get by if you wanted Relm to be a healer, you could run Sylph. But for a call, like I wouldn't really worry about that. And then you have the LD here. This is going to be a party like Brave damage up, HP damage up, and Brave gain up, and then Overflow up. So because it's got like really good party stats, I think this is actually somewhat usable. Once again, HP damage dealt, like that is a stat that I do like on her. So, I mean, I think for that alone, this call is worth running. It's just I think there's other calls that are maybe better than it, but like those are some nice party stats. So, like, yeah, if you want to throw her LD call on and give some nice party stats, including HP damage, like definitely go for it. It is a worthwhile call to use for that, right? So let's go ahead and look at Relm herself here. When we look at her artifacts, there's actually, I feel like, 2 different builds for Relm. You could either go more the attack route or you could go more the support route. So for sure what you want is you want Future Master Artist boost 2-star. You 100% want that because that's Party Max Brave and Attack, which those are her 2 big stacks, right? Are her 2 big stats. So if you want to use her more as like a damage dealer or you want to improve the damage, then pair it with Attack 108. Otherwise, if you're thinking of her more in the support role, pair her with Max Brave 330. I feel like this is what I'm going to run 3 of. I haven't farmed 3 of these yet, but Max Brave 330, Future Master Artist, I think this is the way I'm going to run Relm. And the reason why is she does a lot of battery, and it's going to scale off of Max Brave. And I see Relm, I really don't see Relm as a damage dealer. She's a complementary utility supportish type of character. So I want to increase the Brave gain personally. So that's what I'm going to go for, is 3 of those. But I haven't quite been able to get 3 of those yet. But I would say for sure get the Future Artist boost. And then, once again, you pair it with either Attack or Max Brave. Either one is good. Just depends on how you want to go. All right, so then we're going to go to her sphere. She has a very interesting sphere lineup. She's got a C and 2 E's because she is also like a big-time debuffer. Like, debuffs are a big part of her kit as well, right? So she's a utility, kind of supportish debuff character. She is one of these, like, really, like a jack-of-all-trades character, does a lot of things. So for the C slot, I would say your traditional pick would be doing Alphanaut if you want party attack. But she does not inherently heal, so you don't want to give her like Maria, Lute, or Iris, because those all need to heal. But I really like Theodore on her. So this is one of those spheres that like does party healing. And to me, Theodore is an excellent pick on Relm because, once again, I'm seeing her more as like a supportish character, like a utility character. So to me, this just adds more support and utility to her kit. And Theodore's good on her because, while it doesn't heal a lot, Relm steals a lot of attacks, and she is acting a lot. So you can think of Relm almost as like an HP regen, like an on-demand HP regen where like she pops up, she does an attack, and it's like a small little HP regen tick. And over all of these Relm turns, you could get away with her just on this alone as a primary healer. Now, if you're going to run her with Sylph a lot, you probably wouldn't need this. And I'm going to talk about like Sylph. I'm actually going to run Sylph in this video because I really want to show that off, because I think Sylph is a really cool summon to run with her, but it's not like a good summon to like do damage to the enemies. And it's going to be, I think it's got one less turn duration too, because it's like a non-upgraded one. So you do get like a little bit gimped on that, but I find that the summon in today's game isn't like that important. A lot of times I'm just using it to stall out a little bit to gain more force gauge, but I'm not using it as much for like the summon effects, right? So you could get away with running Sylph. But yeah, I like Theodore there to give her the healing. And then E-Slot, I think Pain is excellent here. Now, the one thing I would say is this is a weakness damage trigger. And you might be thinking, oh, Relm can hit weakness damage because she can run any summon and get any element. Well, it's not really just that, because if that was the only way she got weakness damage, I would call this a little inconsistent, because you really don't hit that sketch summon button a lot. But what she does get is she puts a very important sketch debuff down, and if she attacks an enemy with that debuff, she just gets weakness damage. So she's a character that just gets a unique weakness damage, not necessarily from an element or from like a weapon damage. She just gets it for attacking a character or an enemy that has the sketch debuff. So she can actually very consistently hit weakness damage. And as you guys already know, my favorite E-Slot, I think the best in slot for a weakness damage character is Pain. You're getting party attack and enemy attack down, once again adding more utility to this already debuff character that's adding some strong debuffs. And the thing is her sketch debuff is already doing a 20% attack down. Well, this is going to add another 10%, so you're getting like a 30% attack down on the enemies. So now on top of everything else she's doing, she's kind of helping you defend a little bit. Very nice, right? And then E-Slot, I like something like Yuffie here because you're getting max brave and attack. And once again, when you're increasing attack, you're helping her damage, and increasing her max brave, you're improving her battery. So I feel like getting attack max brave combo is a really good E-Slot to put on her, right? So yeah, a lot of crazy options there. I think she could be a Vanille target, because since she's stealing so many turns, she's going to have opportunities for breaking. So if you wanted her to have that added utility of dispelling, like, sure, you could give her that as well, if you wanted to. But I think I like my Pain Yuffie combo. Like, to me, this set of 3 I really like that set. I think that's a great set to put on her. So here we go, fully maxed out Relm. We got full spheres. We're ready to go. Now, her party placement, if you're using her BT, is important. And I am doing this type of placement very specifically. So notice I have Deuce to her right, which is the top slot, and then Kadaj to her left. I'll talk about the BT a little bit right now, just because I want to talk about how this party formation is going to matter. So when her BT effect is up, she's going to allow the team member above her, which will be to the right, she will turn manipulate. So anytime Relm steals a turn, she's going to bring that character with her. So the way I have mine set up is her and Deuce are going to kind of come together, and then the character below them is actually not going to steal turns, but they're going to get bigger stats, right? Now, traditionally, what you might be thinking is like, why would I want to bring Deuce? Deuce is a support character. Wouldn't I want to grab a DPS? And hey, isn't Kadaj the DPS? Isn't he the character I'd want more turns? In a traditional sense, yes. But the way I'm running this team, it actually works out better this way, I think, because one, Deuce is a magic damage dealer, which is going to work with her FR. And Deuce, as we saw in my damage test, she can actually carry some damage. And then Kadaj, what I like about him sitting below her is I'm treating Kadaj in this instance as my off-turn damage dealer. And so what you want to do is, if you can put an off-turn damage dealer like, say, Core, or like even Kane floating up in the air, or Vice, like any of these characters that are going to provide her extra damage, you can put them down in the slot below her, they're actually going to get slowed down a lot because she's going to keep jumping turns with the top character. And then they're just going to sit back there with their aura providing all of the off turn. So like when Cissnei drops pretty soon, you put Cissnei in that bottom slot below her, and Cissnei's going to sit there and just keep off turning. It's really nice. So let's go ahead and take a look at this in practice, right? So let's go ahead and hop in. I didn't really do anything crazy with my calls. I could bring a friend unit, so we'll bring Yuna for some, or not Yuna, but Aerith for some crazy quick ramp, some rampity damp. And yeah, let's check out Relm. So the first thing you're going to notice is the enemies will start with 2 turns of a debuff called Sketch. The Sketch is really a big part of her kit. You're going to see it act right away. So when an enemy acts with Sketch, Relm is going to steal a turn. So there's the enemy action. They attacked, and now Relm steps up and steals an extra turn. These extra turns do not count against your turn count. So even though her attacks might not be the strongest, you're going to be saving a lot of turns because you're getting a lot of damage over time per actual turn that you're taking on the turn counter, right? So let me talk about that Sketch debuff since we have it up. It is an attack 20% down, and Relm just steals turns on enemy turns. So very good. So I'm actually going to start with her HP plus. This is called Tentacle. This comes from her LD. So if you see this fall off, you need to refresh her LD buff. But Tentacle is actually one of her stronger attacks. And of course, it's my boy Ultros. I think part of the reason I like Relm so much is the incorporation of Ultros. One of my favorite all-time Final Fantasy villains. Just kind of like a funny joke character, but like kind of iconic too. So let's do Tentacle. So this is where like Relm, and this was so smart. Yeah, look, a mill AoE on an HP plus with no BT effects. They were very smart in the way they designed Relm, because Relm, being that she's going to steal a lot of turns and she's not getting free skill uses, she needs that HP plus, because otherwise she's going to run out of steam and actually use up her skill uses, right? So yeah, we have to keep that in mind. So let's go ahead, and I'm actually going to start by using Sketch Summon. So this is a unique attack that will, the first attack will be based on the summon that you use, and then she follows up with like a 5 HP dumping attack. So let's do Sketch Summon. So here we have Sylph. So this is specific to Sylph. And then you see, yeah, huge Brave Gain. And dude, we healed 50k HP. I just want you guys to realize we just healed 50k HP and got a ton of Brave Gain. So the reason why this is significant, there's normally like a cap on like how much you can heal. The way the Sylph Summon operates, it doesn't follow those normal rules. And 50k health, I mean, that's got to be one of the biggest burst heals you can get in the game. So honestly, if I'm running a Relm-centric focused team, like just having access to that heal, I think is actually kind of crazy. All right, so we got Kadaj. What do we got to do with Kadaj here? Let's pop an EX, and I want to get Kadaj rolling right away, actually. So I think with Kadaj, we're just going to load up on his BT like immediately. And they're going to do interrupt attacks a lot. And this is really meant to show off Relm's turn stealing, right? They're trying to interrupt a lot. So they're going to take attacks here, but then Relm is going to jump us up and steal. Yep, and then Relm's going to jump up and steal a turn. So once again, this is what she does, and you can see she's got the Tentacle. Oh, and by the way, the one thing I should mention, she can only do the Tentacle on stolen turns. So if it's a normal turn, you notice that it goes away, so you only get that on stolen turns. So we've looked at Sketch Summon, we looked at the normal... No, we haven't done normal Sketch. So normal Sketch is how you can like reapply her Sketch debuff, right? So let's hit this. So if you want to reapply that, you just want to hit this button here. And yeah, 1.6 mil, very, solid damage, right? Nothing like groundbreaking. And she gets Sketch for 2 turns. But look, that enemy just acted and then she just steals it right away, right? So let's just make sure we get everything on Sketch. Battery's the party skill on Max Brave. By the way, Sketch Summon also batteried on Max Brave. So she Brave gains. And then Sketch will move her turn before the target's turn. So it's once again more turn manipulation. She gets an attack up. And then the enemies get the Sketch debuff and the blind debuff, which is really nice. And this blind is a 50% blind. Now, this blind, she's only going to get that on Sketch Plus, which you have to use Sketch first to get the Plus version. So now I have Sketch Plus. So if I do Sketch Plus, we are going to get blind with it. But I want to hit the EX. Her EX is really nice. So this is Star Prism. And notice the little tick healing I get. That's because I got Theodore on, right? So we got about a mil, like 900-ish K. But Star Prism will reapply Sketch to all the enemies. So if you don't want to hit the normal Sketch button, you can totally just do Star Prism, and that's going to help you. So between doing Sketch and Star Prism, you're going to keep upkeeping the Sketch. her EX does charge relatively quickly. It's like a normal gain, but you'll get it fairly often, right? All right, so Kadaj, before the enemies go too crazy, I mean, I wanted to get Kadaj's BT rolling. I do, like, these enemies are kind of nasty, so I do want to get some Rydia Raijin stuff going on just to make sure we don't die. But we should be okay. This is actually a pretty easy fight, I thought. Yeah, see, they like to interrupt a lot, and then Relm's going to keep stealing, so, like, it's going to be hard. And that was, like, a double delay on Kadaj, so sure, like, Kadaj is never getting a turn. So I got to make sure before I put Relm's BT effect, I have to get Kadaj's BT effect rolling for sure. So sure, let's do a little ramp here. Do a little concerto. And then let's go ahead and... yeah, let's get a BT effect up here with Deuce. We'll do that. Now, if you are going to use, like, lead with Relm's FR, you do want to plan on having at least one other magic damage dealer, because you do need magic damage for the FR to, like, really get the good gains on it. You can still get, like, solid gains without it, but it's a pretty nice FR. But yeah, if you're running magic damage, you're going to be good to go. Okay, so Relm, another turn. We've seen Sketch. I mean, I could put Sketch Plus on to get the blind. And then Ulti Sketch is the LD. Yeah, I can't put her BT effect up yet, but we can. I think we could hit the FR right now. Let's get Raijin down. We're just going to play it like super safe here. Okay, and then let's go ahead and let's drop down her FR. I love this. Getting my boy Kelger in there, doing a painting of the Wolfie boy, and then Wolfie boy's jumping in for some double attacks. We'll take those all day. Yes. 2 mil AoE. So yeah, she just has like very standard damage pretty much across the board, right? I would say her damage is like mid to like low mid, right? It's just like average damage. Once again, she's stealing all these free turns, and you can kind of like double, even sometimes triple her damage because of how often the enemies are attacking and she's stealing free turns. So her FR, let me actually find it here. AoE attack you saw there, it is going to apply Sketch on everybody for 2 turns. And then her HP damage conditions are this. If you do a magic ability, 40%. If you attack an enemy with the Sketch debuff, 40%. So the Sketch part is the part that's pretty free. Everybody can attack an enemy with Sketch, and they're pretty much always going to have Sketch on because she's got a few buttons that are going to reapply it, right? Her FR, her EX, her LD, and her 35 all apply Sketch. So you have a million ways to reapply it if you're ever about to lose it. So yeah, it's a standard. It's like an 80% FR for magic damage dealers. If you're not magic, you can still get 40%. All right, and now we got to get this Kadaj rolling. So let's do the Kadaj BT. And the idea here now with Kadaj is once Relm gets her BT going, you're going to notice Kadaj is hardly going to get turns, and he's just going to sit there. And his BT effect is just going to exist for a long time with all of the mega follow-ups. So the general idea is if you are putting a focus on Relm, I would at the very least put a off-turn damage dealer to her left. You could do a double off-turn and have them both to her left. And then what happens is the character to the left gets like beefier auras. You get the normal auras, like all characters will get the BT auras, but the ones to the left get even beefier versions of them. What do we want to do with Queen? I suppose, or not Queen. Oh, I always say Queen for Deuce. Deuce is going to do the FR. Just so you guys know, if I'm ever doing Deuce stuff and I say Queen, like I mix their names up all the freaking time. I don't know why, but you guys know who I'm talking about, Deuce. All right, so there you go. 107% echo. That's like the best echo you can get from an attacking echo, right? So we're getting very good echoes there. And why not? It was so good the first time. Let's do it again. Why not? Why not? I could bring in Aerith for some more ramp shenanigans, but I kind of like the mojo of what I got going. I don't really feel the need to mess it up. And you're seeing Deuce can put up some damage. All right, so Deuce is going to go again. EX sounds good. But yeah, what I'm finding is like with some of these new support characters, you can run some triple support comps. Because like my Relm, like the run I did for this that I recorded, it's like Relm, Deuce, and Yuna. So it's like pretty much a triple support / utility team. All right, we'll take that 0 damage from the Raijin. All right, so here goes Relm stealing a turn. Now we're going to get the Relm BT, and now you're going to see some craziness. And I want to make sure I attack... Oh, do I not have either of the enemies at Mayhem 5? Or Fixation 5? I don't. Okay, Okay, we should be okay provided the enemies don't... If the hopefully the enemies don't counter here. I don't know. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna echo first because I don't want Relm to be jump cutting turns with Deuce yet. I gotta make sure we get the Mayhem 5 up on everybody. I'm pretty sure Kadaj will put, like, if I do his FR, I think he's gonna Mayhem 5 everybody. Or sorry, I keep saying Mayhem, but Fixation slash everybody. So let's do this. This should Fixation everybody 5, and then we'll get the follow-ups. I just need to make sure this is set up properly before I go too crazy. So let's get this going. Because the whole idea is to get Kadaj's off turn. There we go. So we are Fixation 5 on both enemies. That's what we want. Okay. So notice that Kadaj's BT's at 5. Just let's watch how long we can upkeep that, right? So now we're going to get the Relm BT effect. Now here's what's really cool. You saw Relm's BT was only like a 6-turn BT. So you might think it would fall off fast, but when Relm steals turns, her BT duration does not go down on stolen turns. Okay, now this next turn is not a stolen turn, but look at, now Kadaj is going to sit there and just keep blasting. And you can look at the turn order, and what's going to happen is every time enemies act, it's going to keep pulling up just Relm and Deuce. Kadaj is going to sit back and just keep off-turning, right? So now with Relm, I could Star Prism. I mean, you usually want to hit that, but I want to refresh the ulti sketch because we haven't done that yet. So here's the Ultros sketch. This is awesome. This is going to Brave gain on Max Brave, do an AoE attack at 17 mil with the 87% gain. And then, yeah, Kadaj is just like, yeah, I'll just jump in. I'll just hop in. Now watch this. Enemy takes a turn. Relm will pull her and Deuce up. Any character to her right, they pull up. So notice Deuce has 2 turns now. Kadaj is just kind of sitting in the back. He's just got that sword ready to go. He's waiting to deal the damage, right? So the ulti sketch, Brave gain, HP damage in between. She gets a buff called Drawing Practice, and then the sketch debuff on the enemies. Drawing Practice is what's going to enable the tentacle attack, but only on free turns. She gets Brave and HP damage up, Overflow up, and Brave gains up. The party gets Brave gains up, HP damage up, Overflow up, and Brave gains up. So yeah, you want to make sure you upkeep that. Relm's got another turn here. We've got a tentacle, so let's go and pop it. So at 800%, like this HP plus, yeah, about 20 mil. So, and then, you know, Kadaj hopping in. And then, sure, and now get this, like the Deuce extra turns, and look, Relm's attacked a bunch. She's still at 5 burst turns, right? And now this is a free turn. This doesn't account our turn count. Notice we're at turn 9 right now. And we've definitely taken more than 9 turns. But they're not counting against us. Sure, let's do the Hymn of Healing. Now, force turns will still decrease, right? So you're going to burn through force really good. But Relm is the type of character, I think they were smart to like wait until Retain era. Because Relm is a character, if you're not in Retain era, I think she would be more unrunnable. But with Retain, it's fine. We can burn through the force. We can keep stealing turns at 500%. We're still going to do a lot of damage. So sure, let's do this. And there we are. We're at max gauge already. And Kadaj is like, I'll chime in on that. Deal the big damage. Oh, guess what? I'll Attica too. So now we're just doing all the follow-up shenanigans. I mean, I feel like I might as well finish the fight. We're getting pretty close. I'll still upload my other run, but like, yeah, this is going to be the Shinryu run as well. So now with Relm, I mean, we've seen everything at this point. Yeah, we've done FR, BT. So yeah, let's EX. I mean, Tentacle's good too. Yeah, let's do Tentacle. I mean, I like to do it if we got it. And their sketch is still up. And then you just see it's like Kadaj is just taking forever to get turns. So this is a really great tactic. And I think in a fight like this, in that Kadaj slot, like you could run like a Kelger or a Rubicante and make a lot of use out of these tanks, right? So I think putting tank or off turn in that slot is really wise. And they're going to feel extra slow when the enemies are constantly pulling up Relm and the other character, right? And Relm's BT, it lasts a lot longer than the 6 turns. And we're just popping in all the extra damage. Oh, Kadaj finally gets a turn, my boy. And he can echo still. So we're going to get a really late echo here at full gauge. And then the enemies are going to bring Relm back up. Sure. Yeah, dude, we're burning through this fight. Look at it. Look at it go. Yeah, I think we got to finish it. We're just close enough at this point, right? Sure, you can hit Relm. That's fine. Do your piddly damage. We're at 40k health, and guess what? We just healed it back. So this is last one. So this is where we suffer a little bit, because here's where I'd want to, like, you know, pop the summon and do like 10 to 15 mil damage. Now, we're not going to be able to do that with Sylph, right? So we just won't even bother hitting Sylph. But sure, let's go ahead and Star Prism here. This would be our last attack of Force time. But guess what? We got Retain now. And at this 10 and 5%, oh yeah, well, he's basically dead. Okay. So yeah, we're going to burn through these guys quick. So we'll hit the 10% guy. Sure, let's LD. But you can see between Relm and Kadaj, we are milking the BTs. Now you can see Deuce's BTs going through. She's down to 1 turn because she's getting pulled up. But you would have the option. You could put Relm in the far right slot, not bring up anybody, give them good gains. You know what? I didn't properly like go over the full BT, so let's talk about that quick. We're about to kill this guy. Okay, sure. Try to take your millions of turns. You're just gonna miss him. We're gonna steal. And then if I were able to ramp, I could cancel it. But here, let me just jump in here quick. I got to talk about this BT. So it's a 6-turn BT effect, right? And what it's going to do is allies to her right will warp with her. And then it does standard BT auras. So brave damage up, brave damage limit up, HP damage, and HP damage limit up. But if your character's to her left, they get bigger percentages on all of those. So they're just getting bigger auras, right? What do we do with you? I mean, sure, let's Tentacle. I hope you don't heal the damage back, because I just want to kill you. Yeah, you're just dead. So, there you go. Just within the character guide, with this type of setup, we just beat the newest Shinryu. Like, just doing the character guide. So anyways, Relm isn't a must-pull, but you can see she's very cool. And if you understand team building, you can do some really cool things with Relm. So let me know what you think of this girl. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.